What's up, YouTube? Welcome to More Trades. Today we're going to talk about Bitcoin. For any of you who've been watching my shorts or my previous videos would know that I've been expecting this move that happened just today. I posted a few shorts yesterday and I was indicating that there'd be an incoming move due to CPI report coming out, and also the FIB time that I had pulled on one of my charts. I'll be showing you that, and exactly like clockwork today the FIB time hit and we had a drop of about, I believe it was 6%. Let's see. We had a drop of 5.37. Anyhow, let's get in the chart. We have the Binance Futures Perpetual on the 4-hourly. If we look at the Ichimoku cloud, we're cruising below the Ichimoku cloud. The green cloud is a support cloud that we were above or in, and we rose above and we broke back down. We had a chance to maintain it. We still had a support cloud, but we dropped through this weakness. If we continue this move and we continue this till the 14th or the 13th, I believe there are other reports coming out next week, the cloud will be here and Bitcoin might just be doing this, bouncing against the cloud, and the cloud might descend even more, and that would push Bitcoin even further down if we're still in these levels, unless we break above before that date. So keep in mind, if we don't break above, I would say above 30,600 by the 14th, then we would have trouble in Bitcoin land. So let's say that's a resistance, and this is my timeline. We have until then. If we don't, it's even going to be harder. We need to take advantage of this time. So it depends if the buyers will step in and push the price up. Another thing we need to look at is where are we with respect to the EMAs, our moving averages on the 4-hourly. We're still having resistance on the 400. Let me turn them all off and just leave the 400 on for clarity. The 200 is just over here. If we bring in the rest, 150, 100 is close by, acting as resistance. If we go to the weekly and you look at something on the weekly, the 200 would be below us. Obviously on Binance it won't show, but on my other charts it may show on the weekly. So if I go to Coinbase, no, Bitstamp maybe, let me see. Let me see the Bitstamp chart. The Bitstamp chart might show the 200, and we can see where is Bitcoin on the weekly with the 200. So if we go to the weekly, let's bring out this indicator that has all the important EMAs that I need, and we look at the 100, 200, 300, and 400. Mind the lines. These are just Gann fans, resistance and support lines. At the moment, as you can see, we are below our Gann fan. So this Gann fan, this line is resistance, and the lines going this way will be support. Anyways, talking about the EMAs, let me just get rid of that. Yeah, so we have the 100 over here, 200 beneath us. So levels to be aware of, keep these in mind. We have the 200 over here, 300. This is on the weekly. 400, and we have the 100 above. Now if you look at the 100, it sits nicely next to a gap I'll be showing you. In the chart, sometimes we get gaps called CME gaps due to the Chicago Monetary Exchange being closed during the weekend, and Bitcoin trades 24 hours, and when it opens there's a gap between where Chicago closed and where Bitcoin was trading, so you get a gap. That's my understanding. If we get rid of these, just close them off, and let me bring up the Gann fans again. You can see clearly we are below the Gann fan, and let's put it in an hourly so we can have clarity on the hourly. And we switch off the EMAs. We're struggling at this 1/3 Gann fan. The important one is the 45 angle, which are these dotted lines. I made them dotted so I can distinguish them. We have this dotted line and this dotted line, which are way above us. We're trading below them, so we don't have really good support. Now if we go to my other chart, go back to the Binance chart over here on the 4 hourly, you can see we're struggling at the 200 and the Ichi cloud on the hourly. And if we look at the 50 EMA, which is another important EMA, we've lost it even on the hourly, which is not good news. The 50 EMA sits at 29,863. We're trading below that. I've told you guys before, if we lost the wave 2 invalidation line, which I had at 29,460, that we have more downside to go. Watch my other videos. I mentioned that many times. It was exactly this level. Actually, let me go on this is the hourly. Where is that? This level, 29,462. It was this level over here. It was a critical level. We can't go below it, otherwise it will invalidate my wave count of going upwards. Now my wave count and my bias is that we're going down, and I'll show you my count. Before I do, let's look at the RSVVB. It shows us volatility. At the moment we're extended, so we might need to compress a bit, then extend again, or we might just continue down. We might break down. We're in the red zone of the RSVVB, even on the 30 minutes and even on the smaller time frame. Nothing has changed yet. We're still down. Now wave count for this, I see this as a 1 2 3 4 5 to the downside. So if you look at this, we take it from the peak here to the bottom. I took it from the peak to the bottom, and this wave retraced up to 90%, so it's still okay for wave 2. And if we try to give it a count, and we say, we pull out our Elliott wave tool on the left, and we say this was a 1, this was a 2, I mean this is a 2 over here, and we're coming down for a 3, a 4, and a 5. How deep will our 3 go? We pull out our trend-based fib extension from the top of 1 to the end of 1 at the bottom to the end of 2 at the top, and our third wave can come as low as 1.618. And then for our fourth wave, how do we know how high will the fourth wave bounce? Well, we look at the second wave. Wave 2 bounced sharply up, so wave 4 won't be that high, and to find the measurement is usually either 0.236 or 0.382. So we take it from the end of 2 to the end of 3, and our 0.236, let me just get it here in the settings, our 0.236 will be at this level, 28,363, and our fifth wave will go further down. Now you need to keep in mind our third wave that we're in now, which I think we're in, is also a 1 2 3 4 5 down, and I believe we're in the third wave of the third. So we had a one wave coming here, a 2-4 bounce, and we're going a third 4 down, and the third again will be divided into 1, 2, 3. So every wave is divided into 5 waves or 3 waves. If it's corrective wave, it's a 3-wave move. So yeah, so keep in mind we'll have bounces in here. We might bounce now to 29.4, 29.5 I see, and that will be the fourth of this wave, and we continue 5, and we might have another bounce and continue all the way down, unless we reverse from here, which is hard to see. That we're still holding the significant 28.8 level that I always talk about. 28.8, 28.6 is very important. If we lose that, then we have so much down to go. We might see a move today if Asia is coming online. Let's look at open interest. Our open interest for this, to know if new money was coming in or money was leaving exchanges. So let's go to open interest. We look at that, and you can see in the 1 hour chart that on the move down that we had today, which started over here, we had new money coming in. You can see the green candle, new money, and then we had this small pump over here, this green candle over here was a pump, but we had money leaving out, so it was a liquidation move for people who went short late. And then as we went down, people who went long got liquidated again, and so on. Now when the move up is also liquidating people, money is leaving. But essentially when the move down came, we had more money coming into the chart. And if you look at the money flow index to see money, try to match it up with what we're seeing in open interest at this point, when we're moving down, people are going short, and we see a slight move up in the money flow index. Money flow index had to move up, and then again it went down with the liquidations. Now let's take a quick look at this and see if we are going to reverse and move up, what could be the move. So we say, okay, the move down was done, and we want to know how high can we go now. So if I say this was the top and this is a bottom, that's it. We have a 0.236 at 29.466. We have our amazing golden fib level at 30,500, which we like to retrace to, and the 0.382. I want to look at Gann square of 9 levels. These are very important levels, and sometimes they align with the Fibonacci levels. And at the moment, we're gaining support at the Gann square of 9 level. S1, 28,950. Our resistance is at 29,800. Some people use this as a trading range. They would go long here and take profit here. You could do that if you want, not financial advice. And that's about it. Our trend exhaustion, to see our trend, this indicator shows you how strong is the trend. At the moment it's flashy, the color is lighter than it was, so that tells me on the hourly the trend could be getting weaker, but you see sometimes it flashes and goes dark again. So if I want to see if the move is developing on the smaller time frame, I go on the 30-minute time frame and I look, and it's flashing even on the smaller time frame. On the 15-minute, oh, it's still a bit dark, so we might have a bit more downside. It's probably a cooling off period. Now if we want to go to the let's go to the Bybit chart. I want to show you something. See, we haven't been able to go back up to this line that I have over here. This is a fib channel, Fibonacci channel. It's a 1.618. It was acting as resistance, as support, and resistance, support, support and resistance, support. We haven't been able to get above it. This goes back up to the 12th of February. I didn't go further, but it goes up to the 12th of February. Now, when we go to the Coinbase chart, I want to show you something. I've seen it on, I can't remember, so I can't give a shout out to the person who highlighted this on YouTube. I've seen it before, but I thought I'd share this idea. When you look at this, we had 8 candles for this pump. Let me put it here. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That was 8 candles. Then we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 candles down. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 candles down. And 8 divided by 12.94 gives you the golden ratio, 0.618. Now keep that in mind. Now I tried to see if it would work over here on the way up. So if I say we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it didn't work for me. If I say this is 7, 8, this was the 9th end of the bear market, and then I say we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If I say we had 12 or 13 candles, so if I say 9 divided by 12 doesn't even work, 13 doesn't work. It didn't give me the same. It would have to be something like 15 or 14 candles. It didn't work. So this was 12 candles up. It was 12 candles up, and then it was 3 candles down. So it wasn't working. It didn't seem. But if it is to play out, if this is to play out, then we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up, expecting to, if we want to get the 0.618 ratio, you need to divide it by 8, around 8.1 probably, 8.2, 8.1. So you would expect, if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you'd expect another 8 down. So you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, one more monthly candle of red before we reverse a bit and have a bit of a run. If that happens, then that will be around July 2022. That is next month. Let's look at the EMAs over here for a second. If we say this, I believe this is the green one is 50, and yeah, the green one is a 50 EMA. If the 50 EMA continues like this on a straight projectile, then we might have a bottom on the this price, 26k, 25 to 26k. That coincides nicely with the CME gap that we partially filled but didn't complete filling it. So just keep that in mind. If you guys watched my videos or my short videos that I posted yesterday, you would see that I had indicated that the US 100 and the US 30 were having a Bart Simpson pattern. As funny as it sounds, the Bart Simpson pattern played out and we had a drop. Watch my videos to understand what I'm talking about. This is just a wave count that I had, and I had a fib time, and my fib time hit exactly on the day. As you see, I had this plotted out a long time ago. Maybe you've seen it in my other videos, and we had a drop with the fib time, a nice drop, as I said earlier, 5.37% about. So yeah, Fibonacci time extension does work. I took advantage of this drop. Well, I got in a short, I believe on the 9th, and I wrote it down. I took 50% profit and I'm letting the rest ride. So I have no losses. I'm not going to lose anything even if it reverses up. My stops are way up and I'm not going to lose even if it hits my stop. Oh, it's marked over here. We have the DXY that where's the DXY? I didn't put it out, just my bad. DXY. The DXY chart looks like it's going up for its 13th May levels. The DXY, where's the DXY? Yeah. Let's see it on the 4-hourly to understand where are we and where we headed. As you can see, the DXY is heading up and the trend doesn't look exhausted. Let's look. Yeah, it's still dark green, it's not light green, so it has more upside. This is on the 4-hourly, and if the DXY goes to the levels it was in on the 13th of May, then Bitcoin has a good chance to come down to the same levels it was in on the 13th of May, because they're inversely. They're not, they don't go together, they go in opposite directions. They have a negative correlation. So that would be around the 25, 26, 27K that I was talking about in the other chart, which I told you. And if I go to the CME futures chart, you will see that I have, there are gaps on the CME future that need to be filled. Well, they don't need to, they don't always get filled, but Bitcoin, like this is a gap at 25 to 26K. Bitcoin likes to fill its gaps, but there are gaps that go back to, I believe, 2020. So let's go down and see what gaps do we have here. We have a gap. Do we have a gap here? Let's go lower. Oh, that's on the 15 minutes. That's why I'm struggling to get there. Okay. We have a gap here. No, that was filled. We have a gap here. Look at that. We have another gap here. And if you zoom in, you will find that you have a scary gap down here that wasn't completely filled. It's more or less filled, but I believe there's another one. Let's look. Oh yeah, here we go. We have another gap over here, as you can see, around the 9 to 10K area. There you go. Do you have any other gaps on the CME? Not as far as the CME prints, no. But there you go. You have one there. You have one here. That's around that range. And you have one here. That was partially filled. See, we have one here around this range and one around this range. And so we be fair and no bias. We have one gap up here. So you make your pick and see which one Bitcoin might go to first. We have a gap here. We might be going up to fill that, but we need buyers to step in. Hope you like the videos. Like and subscribe and click the notifications. You get my updates, and so you don't miss out on the next Bart Simpson move. I'm out.